Hello race fans, and welcome once again to the NASCAR East Coast Racing League. Here we are, season 4, round number 14 at Texas Motor Speedway, coming to you live here on Rice Motorsports TV. Well, I tell you, another great race going on now, and where we're getting ever closer to the end of the regular season. And boy, I tell you, the points, they're getting tighter and tighter, folks. And before we take a look at that, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsor, Sonic Racing Chassis, and thank them for their support. Let's take a look at the race stats out here tonight. And boy, they've got a beautiful day for racing. 78-degree air temperature, winds only 2 miles an hour. Now they're running 70% fuel tonight, 4 sets of tires. The set they start with plus 3 additional sets. They have 1 fast repair. And they only have 2 chances at a green-white checker attempt. And the stage break will be at lap 50 of 120 scheduled for the race here tonight at Texas. And as always, thank you for joining us here on Rice Motorsports TV. Don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps both the channel and the league. And share and subscribe so you'll know every time we go live. And of course, if you want to know when we go live, click that notification bell. So let's see. We've got around about a minute to go here. Let's take a look at the points before we head on down on the track here. Look. It doesn't get any tighter than that. Ross Phillips, Mark Beverly, all tied up at 344 points. Nathan Cogdell in that 3rd position. Nathan Somerville, in the 4th spot. Justin Rod in 5th. Nicholas Lawrence, 6th. Brett Summers in the 7th position. Keith Prince, 8th. Bill Hales, 9th. And Jesse Calloway, he rounds out your top 10. And you look on down the order there and see where your favorite driver is. Now, the cutoff for the playoffs is the 16th position. So that would be Jeremy Talley right now is on the bubble with Kevin Haas on the outside looking in. But we still have a few more races to go. And I tell you, there's so much to race for. And let me scroll down a little bit more so you can see all the drivers there. And I tell you, it's definitely going to be fun, that's for sure. So let's head on down here on track. Let's see. I think I see Keith Prince out there. And Keith, he's currently 3rd quickest with that 30.519. Got that. And another new look for the number 3. I mean, he's got the number 3. Sooner or later, you got to see that black get on there, and it's starting to look more and more like Earnhardt all the time. I think that's a big Haas on the hood there. What does it say there? Let's go in a little close there. Oh, it is good wrench on the hood. I'll take that back. Oh, and did he blink out on us? Oh, man. Oh, that was just the server rolling over to qualify. Okay. I thought he had like a connection issue or something. But so here we go. We'll stick with Keith here as he hopefully he'll be heading back out on track here. Let's see. And we do have several drivers entering pit road. And we were locked to Keith Prince. He's not out yet. So we'll hop on with somebody else here. There's Nicholas Lawrence making his way out. And okay, just so you know, he's I guess, I wonder if there's, I keep getting the number 18 whenever I show him in my graphics, but he's always running the number 8. So I wonder if he really is the number 8. But that wouldn't be right because we have another number 8 in here, I believe. That's Scott Black, I think. So unless something has changed, I don't know. But yeah. Because he's been running the number 8 for a while here now. So I'm not sure what the deal is. Nicholas is around. He doesn't have a time yet. This should be the end of his hot laps. Looks like Brett Summers at the provisional pole. He just got bumped by Kevin Haas. Lawrence slots in at P4 with a 31.124. I think they only do 2 hot laps. There's Jared McCauley. He just went up to provisional pole with a 30.646. And let's see, we saw Summers. He was on provisional pole. Let's see if he improved his time. Yes, he did, but only to the P2 position, and he just got bumped once again down to P3. That was Jared McCauley that bumped him from that second position. McCauley trying to get that provisional pole, and he improved his time, but not his position. So, and now we have Nick Gardner. He actually jumped up on the pole, 30.581. And just as soon as he gets there, there's Nathan Somerville. Just topped him at 30.540. And wow, we're only 2 minutes into the qualifying session, but looks like a lot of, let's see, there's some more guys there. Roger Strickland, that may be his first lap there, 31.174. P9. Let's see if he can improve on that starting position there as he comes to the stripe here. He improves his time, but not his position. 30.779 for Strickland. And let's see who else is out there. There's Nathan Cogdell. He's looks like he's done. He's P10. Kevin Haas, he may be done as well. Callaway. There's Jesse Callaway. And he doesn't have a time. That may be it. Let's see if that's his first hot lap. Yes, it is. It's 10th quickest, 30.886 for Callaway as he races down the backstretch here. Trying to see if he can improve on that. Oh, he just got bumped to P11 by Scott Black, who is the number 8. So, and let's see if he improves on his time here as he crosses the stripe. Yes, he does. Moves up to P9 with 30.762. His qualifying is done. There's Scott Black. Yeah, he is the number 8. So you'll see 2 number 8s out there, but I guess he's the official number 8. And right now he's P11, 30.858. And Nicholas Lawrence, he's the number 18. He just somebody go throw a 1 in front of that truck in that 8. And I guess Scott is done. Is he either that was his second hot lap, or he just aborted his hot lap, because once you go out and do your first hot lap, you can't just stop and then go back out, unless they have it set up where it's just 2 hot laps over the whole qualifying time. I don't know if you can come in and go back out. I don't think it works that way. So he's coming on down pit road, and I was about to lock on Justin Rudd, and I don't see him out there. Keith Prince, it looks like he's done. Oh, he's still out there. But it's probably, I think he's just might be getting some extra laps in after his qualifying, which you can do after you qualify. So let's go ahead and while they're getting things wrapped up here with qualifying, we'll take a quick break here from our sponsors, and we will be right back. Hey, you're watching the NASCAR East Coast Racing League. It's round 14 here at Texas Motor Speedway on Rice Motorsports TV.
We are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead, and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Oh, here we go. It's just about to go away. They bump coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt gets the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Wise. Dale Earnhardt is on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 in North Wilkesboro.
Okay, folks, we are back here with round number 14 of the NASCAR East Coast Racing League, and the clock is counting down. We have less than 30 seconds to go before they grid up, so we're gonna pause for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, folks, the trucks are lined up Le Mans style on pit road, getting ready to roll on out of here. And as they get ready to go, let's take a look at your starting lineup. Nathan Somerville, he grabbed that pole position with Nick Gardner starting in the second spot. Third is Jared McCauley. Fourth place is John Scalino. Then we have Jeremy Talley fifth. Nicholas Lawrence in the sixth position. Seventh is Kevin Haas. Then Randy Sally is in the eighth spot. Ninth is Brett Summers. And Jesse Calloway rounds out your top 10. Then we have in the 11th position Roger Strickland with Scott Black in the in the 12th position. 13th is Justin Rodden. 14th is Nate Cogdell. 15th position is Mark Beverly with Keith Prince starting 16th. 17th is Ross Phillips and Bill Hale starting in the 18th position. Patrick Baldwin 19th, and Haas Beverly, well, it's saying here, it's showing on the graphic that he's starting 20th, although I'm looking on my other screen, it's showing it's like it's reversed, like Haas is 19th and Baldwin is 20th, so we'll see where they line up here. Let's see, where is Haas at? They're still on pit road. There they go. Him and Pat, I think Pat Baldwin, actually he's race control, I'm sorry. Pat Baldwin's actually working race control. So that would be Haas Beverly in the 19th position, I believe. And they're making their way around the track here. Getting ready for that 50 lap, I guess you could say it's almost like a sprint race. Oh, they waved off the start for some reason, so we'll see what's happening here, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, folks, there we go. So we got it back here. Let's get that timing tower up here, and let's see where we are here. We do apologize for those technical difficulties here, and I maybe have to reload my tower here so we can get some data there. Of course, you know, we also have a link in the timing and live timing and scoring link in the description, so that you can follow along the progress of your favorite driver. And we are 8 laps into the race. And of course, it's Nathan Somerville. He leads by a couple of tenths of a second there. He's followed by the 44 Jared McCauley, with Nick Gardner tight on his tail there. Jeremy Talley in that 4th position. The 18 of Nicholas Lawrence, and is in that 5th spot. Remember, that's the number 18, not the 8. And he may be having a problem with his trading paints, because the last few races I've seen him have the number 8, and maybe he's just grabbing the wrong paint. Maybe we'll try to do a refresh on the trading paints here, and while we're running here, we'll see if that can update his car. We'll ride along here with Nicholas for a few laps here. Boy, I tell you, that's one of the marvels of this online racing, because I remember I used to race on another platform years ago, and if you wanted to share paints, you literally had to get everybody's paints in a folder and then put it, upload it to a server, a group server, and everybody else actually download the folder themselves and load it into their racing game and everything. And of course, trading paints is done away with, or doesn't make that necessary, at least not on the iRacing platform. And I tell you, it's just it's really cool to see how you can see the paints. The trucks turn white, and then whatever paint they have loaded in iRacing is the paint that ends up on the server. And let's see here, and yeah, he's still running. That's the paint he has loaded. But so he needs to find one get a 1 in front of that 8. But yeah, Nicholas Lawrence are running in that 5th position, and I tell you, Nathan Somerville, boy, he's not really getting away from him at all. He's got McCauley and Gardner and Talley, Lawrence, Scalino, Callaway, all the whole gang. Oh, look at Lawrence, McCauley, that is, taking a look down on the inside here on lap 12. They come off of turn 4. McCauley thinking about trying to get that lead. He hasn't quite got it yet as they race down to turn 1. And they're almost side by side. He's trying to get there. He hasn't quite got there yet. As they come off of turn 2, boy, Nick Gardner, he's right there as well. And now he might make a move here on the 44 truck. Gardner looking down on the inside. You can't see him, but McCauley's still right there to his right as they go across the stripe there. And now they're door to door. He finally makes it past the 44, sort of. Let's see what happens when they come off of turn 2, and whether or not McCauley gets a little bit more momentum. And he's trying to inch up back alongside the 16. But Gardner's able to hold on for the moment to that 2nd position. Now on lap number 15, let's look a little further back here, and these guys are racing along. These 3 here, that's the number 2, Jeremy Talley with John Scalino there in the 33 truck, and the number 9, Jesse Callaway. They're 5th, 6th, and 7th. 8th position, Justin Rodden, he's pretty comfortable there. He's about 4 tenths ahead of Ross Phillips, number 5 truck in that 9th spot. Kevin Haas, he rounds out your top 10. He's followed by the 69 of Randy Sally, and who's back there? That's Mark Beverly, and right now he's in the 12th position. He's gained 3 spots since the start of the race. And boy, you can best believe that he'll be making a move up there for sure. Nathan Cogdell back in that 13th spot as well. the guys like Beverly and Cogdell and Summers, they're all kind of back there in mid-pack right about now. I think we're showing 19 trucks on track. And but boy, I tell you, after the stage break and when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, unless something's happening and they're not get taken out of the wreck or something like that, don't be surprised to see those guys make their way back. There's Scott Black in the 16th position. There's Keith Prince right behind him. And Somerville, he's still out front with Gardner and McCauley battling. Roger Strickland 18th and Haas Beverly in the 19th final position. And Gardner, like I said, he's still rolling behind the 28 there with McCauley in that 4th position. So, they're on lap 18 heading towards that stage break at lap 50. So Nathan Somerville is just kind of holding it down here at the moment and cranking out those laps. Oh, and there's Gardner taking a peek down on the inside and trying to think about getting a run on Nathan Somerville, and they're door to door as they race down the backstretch. Jared McCauley right there. He hasn't gone anywhere. Gardner trying to see if he can wrestle that lead position away. They crossed the stripe. Did they touch? Man, that was super close. From that angle, it almost looked like they touched doors there a little bit. And yes, they did, because I see some scrape marks on the right side of that 16 truck. But he does get that lead by about half a truck length as they race down the backstretch. Here comes Nathan Somerville once again racing back out ahead of the 16. Boy, Jared McCauley, he's right there taking it all in too, folks. Keeping his eye on what these guys are doing, and they don't mind racing super close together. Let me tell you, they've been racing together for a long time here now, and they're definitely getting it done. There's Nicholas Lawrence, and he's a little ways back in the 4th position. He's trying to see if he can get up there with those top 3. And we're getting close to the halfway point of the stage break. About to start lap 22 here in a second as they come around. And he's just watching it. He's pretty good, looking pretty good in that 4th position, because Jeremy Talley, who's in that 5th spot, you can see how he's a little ways back. He's getting some pressure from John Sciolino there. Sciolino stuck his nose out there for a minute. Think about trying to make a move on the 2 truck. And he thought better of it, and he dropped back in line for the moment anyway. And I'm wondering how these trucks are doing on the tire wear on that right front. Now, some tracks, it'll kill that tire quicker than others. And so we're going to see some of these lap times, they may start to fall. And you know what? I think Somerville has fell to the 2nd position. We have a new leader, Jared McCauley. And he got tired of sitting back there in 3rd. He just got right back up there in the front, or he got to the front. And now he is leading this race. And let's see. He really, he just zoomed right on past both of them. Let's take a look at that pass here. And so here goes McCauley. He had already gotten past Gardner. And that looks like turns 3 and 4. And they got a little close together as well. Not giving any room there, and he kind of muscled his way through there and got that lead position. And boy, I tell you, Nathan Somerville, he's a tough cookie. Brett Summers down on pit road, and this is only lap 25. We have a long ways to go. I don't know if we'll have to maybe try to get a word with him later if we can. And but that seems to be pretty early to be getting a pit stop. Is he getting tires or fuel? And look, maybe he's getting fuel. And Yeah, that was like I didn't have the pit stop timer up, but that was a pretty quick stop there. So he's on his way, but he's making his way off of pit road. He's in the 19th position, and he did, of course, lose a lap on that green flag pit stop. But now Gardner, he's moved himself to the front. Now Nathan Somerville has fallen back to the 6th position. Both him and McCauley have dropped back a few positions. McCauley's now in that 4th spot. And Nicholas Lawrence, Jeremy Talley, they've worked their way up the order. There's Talley in 3rd, Lawrence in that 2nd position. And so now he's oh boy, that angle, it looked like he was just going to slide right out to that wall, let me tell you. And so he's about a little over 3/4 of a second behind the 16, Nick Gardner. And Gardner, boy, he's driving that thing like it's on rails right now. Just started lap 28. Just over a half a second there ahead of the number 18, Nicholas Lawrence. And so they're just keeping things rolling right along here. There's Ross Phillips looking a little further back in the pack. There's Ross Phillips in the 7th position. That's a little bit of a battle going on behind him there. That's John Sciolino. He's trying to hold off the 0-1 of Justin Rodden. Rodden trying to get that 8th spot. He's got now. I think he's just gotten ahead of the 33, but can he hold that spot as they come off of turn 2? They race down the backstretch. Look like the 0-1. He will keep that 8th position, right behind Jesse Calloway in the 9 truck. So the guy, sometimes you pace yourself, and you don't want to wear your tires out. Just kill them, going all flat out the whole time at the start of a tire run or fuel run, whichever one you prefer to refer to it as, and. Because if those tires, if they fall off, sometimes they hit a cliff, and I mean, they just are gone. And you'll see a guy just slowly fall to the back. And right now, it seems like he's gained that spot there. He's actually gained 5 positions. So he's looked like he's content. He's kind of just cruising along here a little bit. And let's see where some other guys are. Let's see, Somerville. You saw him, and he was up there battling for the lead. He's now in that 6th position. Now, Jerry McCauley, he has fought his way back up to the 3rd position there. Nick Gardner has regained the lead. Actually, once he got out front, he never did lose it. Lawrence never did get the lead, I don't believe. And now we got somebody else coming down pit road. That's Kevin Haas. The 2nd green flag pit stop of the evening. So he'll be making his way down pit road. Let's turn on the timer here, so we'll see when he gets here as he comes down to his pit box. And he's probably, I guess he's getting fuel as well. Now maybe, I don't know if these guys, I don't know if it's a miscalculation on the amount of fuel they want to start with or what. But that was 12 seconds there for Sciolino. More folks coming in. Haas Beverly making his way in. There's Sciolino on his way. He's in as well. And so these two are making their way in. And that has Nick Gardner. He still remains your leader with Lawrence in the 2nd position. A lot of these guys up the front, none of them are even close to coming in or in pitting or anything. The 13 of Mark Beverly making his way down pit road here on lap 34. I'll have to ask one of the guys one of these days, because it seems, I don't know if they did start off with their full 70%. The tanks only go to 70% capacity. That's what it's set at. 70%. So, and then I think we just saw somebody else peel off. Who was that? That was Nicholas Lawrence making his way down followed by the two of Jeremy Talley, Jesse Calloway, also coming down pit road as well. And a lot of folks coming in. Bill Hales making his way down. And the 69 of Randy Sally. So a lot of activity now as we get a little bit closer to the stage break. A bit more activity on pit road. And now finally here comes your leader. Oh boy, look at this gang. The whole gang came in. It's like everybody, they were racing right to that pit stop line, the pit lane line there, and had to get down on the brakes there so they don't get a speeding penalty. And it's funny, it's almost like they're racing in slow motion as they come down to their pit box. Oh, look at that. Oh, something didn't, okay, it looks like Somerville, I guess he's in his, okay, the 16, he got away very quickly. Somerville, a little bit of a long stop, 12 seconds, and he's down to the 4th position right there in front of Nick Cogdell. He barely got past the 00 on the pit exit. But Nick Gardner, he managed to retain the lead here on the green flag pit stop. So now he's coming around getting ready to start lap number 16. I'm sorry, not 16, but lap 37. So the field is rolling right along, and we're showing some folks like, I think Randy Sally's on the tail end of the lead lap, but I think he's still showing he hasn't gotten lapped yet. Gardner is he's less than 1.5 seconds behind the 69, so they see your leader right there, and so yeah, he might be in a little bit of danger of losing that position there, or losing the lead lead lap position. And something doesn't seem right. Okay, I guess this truck is something about the RPMs just seemed like they were a little low there. And he's racing along. There's Nick Gardner. You hear what I mean? His RPMs just seem a little higher than the 69. Let's listen to that again. It seems like his RPM's a little lower there. Let's do this. Let's do that and put the dashboard on. We'll see. And, now his RPMs, he just went a lap down. Now that's Randy Sally. And Nick Gardner, he's doing 161. He's got a little bit more speed. I don't know if there's something wrong with Sally's car. He might have had some damage or something, but he seems to be a little bit off the pace there. Now 10 laps to go, and Jesse Calloway now takes that lead position. I imagine he gets some bonus points for leading a lap, so he'll get that, and they might even get a bonus point for leading at the stage break. So I'm not sure how their points break down in this particular league. But now Calloway, boy, he went out there with ease. He's over a second ahead of Nick Gardner. I mean, he really left the number 16. Ross Phillip is now in the 3rd position with Mark Beverly. Hey, surprise, surprise, he's up inside the top 5. Jordan McCauley, he's still in the top 5 in that 5th position. Nathan Somerville hasn't fallen too far. He's running 8th. Nathan Cogdell also now up in the top 10, up 7 spots from where he started the race. And so it's almost like they're getting themselves in position, because once that stage break is over, then it's, you're going to probably possibly have another green flag pit stop. And so these guys, there's Justin Rodden. It looked like he's just going to power right on past Lawrence. He really did blow on by the 18 rather quickly there. Brett Summers back in the 7th spot. Let's see, that's John Scalino right there behind him. Now he's racing, trying to catch Lawrence, trying to get that 9th position. Now lap 43, racing to the stage break at lap 50. Callaway, he got up front. Boy, that gap now is like 2.8 seconds. And man, he's like checked out. We can't even see second. We can almost see him you can just about see him getting ready to come off of turn 2. There he is now. And well, I tell you, Callaway, he's really pulled away. So we'll see what happens after the stage break as we start lap 45. And now Ross Phillips, there have been some position changes behind Callaway. Phillips now in that 3rd position. Phillips 2nd, Nick Gardner 3rd. Mark Beverly still 4th. McCauley in that 5th spot. Justin Rodden, well, I think they're about to swap. We're seeing some guys really come alive here, and a lot of these guys, they didn't take tires, they just got fuel, but they really cranked it up here as we get closer to the stage break. I don't know if that's just a strategy thing or you know, they may have something to do. Now, he went by Mark Beverly. Boy, I tell you, Justin Rodney, he's also got a hot rod out there, gaining several positions. Now, Beverly gained 10 himself. Rodden now showing an improvement of 9. Shoot, Ross Phillips, he improved 15 positions. So he's really been on a roll. And Rodden, he's just about, now he's cleared now the 16 there, Nick Gardner, so securing his 3rd position there. And Gardner, he has Mark Beverly behind Gardner. How far behind is he? That's what 0.6 of a second looks like. That gap right there between the 13 and the 16. Now on lap 48, 2 more laps to go before we get our stage break. And see McCauley there inching in a little closer to the 13, Mark Beverly. And the leader, he just crossed the stripe, so it started lap 49. I think they'll probably complete lap 50 and then hit the caution. 44, it looks like he might be battling for that position, trying to get that 6th spot, or 5th spot, I should say. Taking that low line, coming down to the stripe. He hasn't quite had the momentum yet to get by Beverly. He's not. Oh, and there's the caution on lap 50. So they crossed the line to start lap 50, and that's where they threw the caution. So Callaway will lead them back to the pace car. And I imagine we'll see a bunch of guys come in for both tires and fuel. Now that was a nice long I think we didn't even have a caution, did we? I think we had a nice long stint there, and let's look and see how far. Yep, everybody went when everybody had those green flag pit stops. It was only about 15, but before that it was 34, 35 laps for the most part. So now after this pit stop, this will be where it gets interesting here, because now we're going to see folks. Now they have we've seen them do a lot of green flag racing, so there's a very good chance that this thing could go all the way, and it's going to become sort of like a fuel mileage game here. There's Callaway leading them down onto pit road. Tiger Field coming down here. We'll ride along with him down to his pit box. Left side's going on, and he's down and away. 14.6 seconds there for Callaway, and he retains the lead. Looks like Ross Phillips, he'll come out in that second spot. He's followed by the 16, Nick Gardner. Mark Beverly now in the 4th spot. Nathan Somerville 5th. Justin Rodden is 6th, 7th. Jared McCauley. Brett Summers in the 8th spot. Nathan Cogdell 9th, and John Sciolino rounding out your top 10. Now Randy Sally, he's on pit road. Let's see. He's still there. He's there for a while. Is the truck even on? The engine isn't even running, folks. So he shut it down. I don't know if he has serving some kind of penalty or what, or it might have just been repairs. And he's on his way out. And so that should put him, it's still showing a lap down. And he's racing his way around now to catch up to the pack. Brett Summers coming back down pit road. Actually, Summers and Callaway making their way off of pit road. See, Ross Phillips down on the apron. Pace car is up there, still up there in front of him. And he's just riding a little low there. Lights are still on, so we'll probably get the one to go next time around, and not sure why he's driving down there. He's just I'm just going to cruise down here next to the inside wall. And it sounds like he's really trying to save some fuel here, because those RPMs are nothing. He's got it in 4th, and he gives a little bit of gas. And as you hear, a lot of the guys will do that. They know that it's going to be kind of a fuel run now, and barring any cautions, and it's just going to be a matter of who can stretch their fuel the most. We'll keep an eye on these fuel runs. It'll probably only be one more stop, I would imagine, here. Yeah, I don't know if they can do it on one more stop or not. We'll see. It may have to come in at the very end for a splash of fuel. I'm guessing they can. If they can squeeze it out. I don't know if they can squeeze out to 30 laps or not. That'll be interesting to see. But it'll be pretty darn close as they're making their way around. Lights are out on the pace car. So here we go now, and Phillips, he moves up into position. Pace car should be pulling off this time when he goes out of turn 4. The field is all gathered up behind him and ready to go. Pace car is down on pit road, waiting for that green flag. We got a green, and we're racing once again here at Texas. Boy, and Beverly and Gardner, they're neck and neck going down to turn 1. Beverly's going to win that battle. He slots into that second position. How about Nathan Somerville also getting the jump on the 16? They're not wasting any time. There's Justin Rodden. He's back there trying to see if he can make a move on Nick Gardner as well. And there he goes. Oh, boy, here comes Nate Cogdell. And, boy, all the heavy hitters are moving themselves up into position here. And that concludes the 16 as well. Phillips still out front. Nice little gap there, 0.4 of a second between him and Mark Beverly in that second position. But you can clearly see that it's time for them to get on out there and get down and get going. Beverly, now he might have been a little easier on that restart, trying to save those tires. They may be trying to push this fuel as far as they can, but you know, you got to have those tires. They got to stay alive as well. There's Jared McCauley taking a look down the inside of Jeremy Talley. And they're getting awfully close to the 00. Nate Cogdell there. They continue to race along. Phillips, he's still your leader. Got a nice little gap there, still around 0.4 of a second to Mark Beverly. He's got a nice cushion, a good half a second between him and the 01 of Justin Rodden. But Rodden, he does have Somerville for company. Somerville sticking relatively close to the 01 as they start lap number 60. He doesn't have any real pressure from behind either at the moment. That's Nathan Cogdell battling with Nick Gardner and Jared McCauley. And Jared McCauley and Jeremy Talley all battling for those spots right there. Playing that delicate balancing act between, you know, battling with the driver and also, you know, trying to finesse that truck around the track in a way to keep those tires alive as much as possible. And we see a little damage also on the hood there of the 16 Nick Gardner as he races along. You can see it kind of bowed up there a little bit. Definitely got that side damage going on. But it, you know, it's not like Daytona or Talladega, a place where the aerodynamics are, you know, really critical. That gap continues to grow at the front. Phillips now 0.6 of a second ahead of Beverly. In fact, Mark Beverly, and he does have, he still has Justin Rodden for company there. Make no doubt about it. Rodden still pacing very well with the number 13 truck. I think that's kind of what it's all about here with the racing here at this point. Look a little further back, Cogdell, he still has McCauley and Talley behind him. A little further back, there's the number 9, Jesse Calloway. And Nick Gardner, who had been up the front there quite a bit, now is back in that 9th spot, trying to battle his way along here. little further back, there's Keith Prince running in the 12th position. Lawrence there in the 13th spot. Brett Summers running 14th. Haas Beverly now in the 15th position. Exactly, he's gained 5 spots since the start of the race. There's Scott Black, and seeing him back out on track again today. Good to see Scott out there. We saw him, I think, a week or two ago out on track. He's currently running in that 16th position. And see, there's Kevin Haas right there behind him. Now Roger Strickland. He's, where is Randy Sally at? Okay, Strickland's 18th. Randy Sally, he's still rolling along. He's only 1 lap down. And, you know, of course, you don't want to see a caution, but, you know, if there is one, he's so, he's not too, he's far enough away from all the action there. He's about a half a lap behind the entire pack. So if something were to happen, he'd be totally uninvolved in that, I would imagine. As we race along here on lap 67, Ross Phillips has things well in hand here at the moment, enjoying a 1.3 second gap between him and Mark Beverly. So he's just, he's really just rolling along nicely here. As he starts lap 68, going to turn 1 and 2. Let's look back there. Justin Rodden, he was a little closer to Beverly. He's lost a bit of ground here now, and in fact, Nathan Somerville has gotten up there past both of them, back into that second position. But at this point, you're still wondering how much of that is them basically just blowing by the guy, or the guy just in some ways kind of like, okay, you go ahead and take it. I'm not going to fight you that hard for it right now. You know, tire preservation is priority number 1, I think, for a lot of these guys. Because we still got a good little ways to go. To a tune of about 50 laps here as the leader crosses the stripe. Start lap 70. So Rodden there, he continues to stay close to the 13 there. Mark Beverly a little further back. There's Jeremy Talley, a nice gap between him and Jesse Calloway. John Cialino, nice. John has a very peaceful race. John, I mean, sometimes he gets caught up in stuff not of his doing, but you know, he does have some very clean races and very I guess sometimes you could say uneventful, but he just gets going there. He's right now running in the top 10, having a good run out there tonight, and I know he'd definitely love to get that top 10 finished. Currently running that 9th spot. And who's that behind him? That's Bill Hales, rounding out the top 10. So right now he's managing a little bit of a gap there, about 0.4 of a second between him and the 53. And Bill, he has no pressure. He's over a second ahead of Nick Gardner. Nick Gardner back in that 11th spot, and it's interesting to see how some of the guys, they're up at the front, and they kind of, you know, in the middle part of the race, sometimes it just seems like they just kind of fall back, and sometimes guys do that on purpose, just kind of like, you know, I'm just going to chill and just kind of race along here. You see Nicholas Lawrence moving past the 16, and there's the 03 Keith Prince coming up from behind. But it all could still be strategy overall. Ross Phillips starts lap 74. Nathan Somerville right there in line. Mark Beverly, you see him right there in the 3rd position. And then Jerry McCauley now 4th with Justin Rodden, rounding out your top 5. So we might be seeing some green flag pit stops here soon. We'll see what happens. And as they race along, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the NASCAR East Coast Racing League here at Texas Motor Speedway on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, we're back here, and Mark Beverly, I'm trying to lock in on him, and I don't know where he's at. He's not, something happened there to Beverly, and let's see. Well, maybe that was Kevin Haas I was looking at. I don't know, I was trying to lock on him while he was in pit road, and didn't see him, but now he's back again. He's just exiting pit road there. Mark Beverly, he's fine, folks. Sorry about that. Call the wrong name there, and we're still running in that second position. Of course, that was Kevin Haas. That was the first green flag pit stop since the stage break. And things are cooking up behind him. There's Nathan Somerville and company, and he's got McCauley there. Got that third position, and boy, they're racing close together there. Oh man, there wasn't a whole lot of space between him and the wall. As they ran, boy, and Rodden, he gets past the 28 as well. McCauley now in that third position. Boy, Ross Phillips, he got to the front. He's got this place dialed in. He's like 1.5 seconds ahead of the 13 of Mark Beverly, and it's just all really looking like just a fuel run here, fuel mileage race. And I still think I'm wondering when they're going to pit. It'll be interesting to see how far they can push this fuel here, and what will happen. Because sometimes we've seen a guy be out the front, and they just out there and out there and out there, and by the time they have to pit, it's almost like they get to maybe 10 laps to go or something like that, and then they pit, and of course they lose the position, and there aren't enough laps to make it back up, and so. He's definitely trying to gap. Is now just about 1.3 seconds, and it's not growing a whole lot more. It's a little further back in the field because a lot of the field is kind of spread out here. Haas Beverly in that 15th spot. That's all for position there. He's Prince Gardner, Beverly Strickland, all racing for position. Scott Black is a couple of seconds behind them. Beverly now rolling along in that 14th position. A little further up the front there's Nate Cogdell, about half a second ahead of Nathan Somerville, and a good second behind Justin Rodden in that in the 01 machine. And even the guys in the top 5 are spread out quite a bit. McCauley there, he's got 3/4 of a second behind Mark Beverly. And of course, you can see where the gap of Mark Beverly and Phillips are. It was 1 point. It's still holding roughly around 1.3 seconds on Mark Beverly to your leader. Now somebody else just came down on pit road. That's Nathan Cogdell coming down to his pit box. And let's see, tires and fuel for the 00 here. Right side's on, left side's getting on the truck here. He's down and away 15.3 seconds. And he's on his way out. And here we go, folks. There's your leader. I was trying to lock him. There's your leader, Ross Phillips. He pits from the lead. Just looks like a regular tire and fuel stop. Guys coming in. There's Keith Prince right in front of him, making his way down. 15.1 seconds for Phillips. Keith Prince, he's finishing his servicing here. Left side's going on to see if he can get in the 14 and a half seconds for Keith Prince. Nice pit stop there. John Sciolino making his way down pit road. And see, Mark Beverly's already gotten to his pit box. So his right sides are going on. Sciolino's still making his way down pit road. He just got to his box. Left side's going on for the 13. He's down on the way, 15.2. There's Sciolino, and we see more leaders coming in. Jared McCauley, Bill Hales, they're making their way in. At 14.9 there for Sciolino. That's not a bad stop. And see who else is coming in. There's Jared McCauley making his way down. We also have Bill Hales, and Randy Sally's already in his pit box. There's Sally right there. And I think Bill Hales had gotten to his box just after Sally did. And he's down on the way, 14.7. That's a good stop. Bill Hales, 14.9. Some fast pit stops here, folks. McCauley, he just finished. He was 15.7. And we just continue to see these leaders come in. And all these guys are coming for green flag pit stops. Now Nathan Somerville is cycled up to the lead there. I think that was the number. I think that was the 9 there. Was that the 9? That was number 2. Jeremy Talley just went by. Left side's going on here. Pit stop battles. He's down and away 14.6 seconds. And let's see, how about who we're gonna look at? Jeremy Talley. He's done 14.9 seconds. So yeah, a lot of battles going on. Roger Strickland, he is your leader right now. He pitted on lap 53. So he'll also be pitting in. Somerville, he just relinquished the lead. He just came down on pit road. He's in his pit box. Him, Nicholas Lawrence, Brett Summers, Jesse Calloway. And once all of this cycles around, Ross Phillips will most likely cycle around up to the lead. Once again, here comes Strickland. And there he is, and there's Phillips going down the back stretch as your leader for the next couple of corners. Anyway, Roger Strickland making his way down pit road. There's Phillips coming around, and we complete the cycle, and now he's cycled back up to the lead, and he's done that. Let's take a quick look. Let's look here at and take a look at the how long that stint was there. Let's see. Now Phillips, he went 34 laps. Beverly went 35. Kevin Haas, his was kind of split, 22 and 15. We're seeing a lot of mid-30s, 35, 36, 37 laps. And it seems like 37 is the maximum we've seen people go on a fuel run here. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that works out. We're on lap 92, and Phillips he pitted on lap 85. So that's more. He can definitely go the distance now with the fuel. So it's pretty much academic at this point. Boy, the gap is 3.2 seconds between him and Mark Beverly. Boy, unless Mark Beverly got something special, that's a huge deficit to have to overcome to catch the leader. He's racing along right now. He can't even. I don't think he can even see it. There's a leader right there going into turn 3. That was Philly. There's nobody in between them. But man, that's a bit of a tall order, and he's going to try. The gap is still at 3.2 seconds, and right now it's holding steady because they pitted. Let's see, Phillips pitted on 85, Beverly pitted on 86. And Cogdell pitted on 84. Jerry McCauley pitted on lap 87. So Beverly, McCauley, between him and I'd say like Bill Hales and guys, anybody else that may have pitted on 87 or higher, they have the freshest tires as far as the guys that are up the front. Nathan Cogdell, he also pitted on lap 84, a lap before anybody else in the top 4. So don't know how critical that one lap deficit is going to be to the rest of the top 4 there. And there's Nathan Somerville, and he pitted on lap 89, so his tires are 5 laps fresher, and he might be able to make a move on the 00 here. A little further back, there's John Scalino in the 8th position, having a really good run out there today. Boy, he's well ahead of Jesse Calloway to the tune of 3 seconds. That's a 3 seconds gap between Calloway and the 33 truck right there as well. 24 laps remaining. So a lot of these guys, they're really turning some good laps here, and Jared McCauley now trying to hold off Somerville, who did get past the 00, Nathan Cogdell. Yeah, look at Cogdell moving in the wrong direction there. Bill Hales, 53 machine. He's what is going on with my mouse? He's also getting past the 00, moves into that 6th position. Now, who knows, that could come back to haunt them a little later if they're going all out now with those tires. We'll see how the tires hold up a little later in the run, and see who has the best rubber at the end of this race here. And your leader, Ross Phillips, 3.8 seconds, getting ever closer to 4 seconds. Mark Beverly, he's still in that 2nd position. And and his gap is even greater. It's 4 seconds. But actually, I'm sorry, that's a lap car, Randy Sally, that's directly behind him. And then there's another 4 seconds. So he's basically, he's quite a ways ahead of Nathan Somerville. Somerville, they're just crossing the stripe now. And he's in 3rd. And he's another, that's basically a good 8 seconds right there. And let's see, Justin Rodden right there. He's got a nice gap between him, McCauley. And that's the Randy Sally, the pink truck. And somewhere along the way, he lost another lap. He's running dead last, but doggone it, he's still out there. And it ain't over yet. 20 laps remaining. And that's good to see because Alden Baldwin, he's race control. So he's not really out. He's working race control, and but every truck is still in the race, and that's great to see there. And these guys, I'm looking for somebody. Let's go back to 11th position, Nick Gardner. Now these guys, actually Nicholas Lawrence. And here's a little bit of a battle going on here between Lawrence, Brett Summers, and Keith Prince. Brett Summers in that 13th position, battling with the 18 truck there of Lawrence. Well, as those tires go, start to wear. Kevin Haas down on pit road. Making his way down to his pit box here. I'm not sure when he came in the last time. He hits the marks dead on. And he's getting another set of tires. So interesting here. Now he does lose a lap, of course, and he's down in the way 15.1 seconds there for Haas. He makes his way off of pit road. Now Ross Phillips, he has really been hauling the mail here. That gap now, it was getting upwards, starting to get close to 4 seconds, but now it's a little bit under 3.5, and but that's an enormous gap, and that's kind of a nice thing to have. Mark Beverly, he's still that 3.5 seconds back, and then there's another 3 seconds between him, Nathan Somerville, but Justin Rodden, he's a bit closer to Somerville. Not quite close enough yet to exert any pressure on the 28 truck. But he's definitely got him in his sights for sure. Sometimes when you're racing with a guy, and even if you're just pacing yourself and you're trying to find out where you're quicker than he is, getting through the corner, now granted, he may be doing the exact same thing you are. He might be just kind of like, we're both kind of just pacing ourselves here, not showing your hand just yet. So he's kind of he's doing that high-speed dance here with the number 28. Gently, finesse those trucks around, taking it easy on those tires. He eases back into that throttle as he gets going. Nathan Cogdell in that 8th spot. He's got a good second between him and Jesse Calloway now. So, and then who is that in front of him? That's John Sciolino, who's been having an excellent race here. Now in that 7th position. He's improved 6 positions since the start of the race. John having a great run there. He does have the 00 closing in a bit. Now only 12 laps remaining. That gap is still over 3 seconds from Phillips back to Mark Beverly. And there's Beverly in that 2nd position. His gap now, he had like a 3-second gap, but that's down to a 1 second. Boy, Nathan Somerville, he is, I think he's just trying to see what he can do here in these closing laps. I get the feeling that maybe he's turned up the wick just a little bit, because now it's just dropped under a second between him and Mark Beverly. Boy, Justin Rodden is kind of turning, how I was saying, they kind of cruising along. Rodden, he's being like a shadow here. He's sticking right there with the 28. He hasn't closed the gap a whole lot. It's still roughly like 0.6 of a second. And but Somerville definitely trying to close that gap just under a second. Now making about 8 to 7/10 of a second. Trying to take out little chips, chipping away at that gap little by little. Those laps are going to be coming pretty significant, though. They're getting a little close on time now. Because every lap you take, if you're only doing like maybe 1/10 of a second, and it's 10 laps to go, and see the gap now is 8/10 of a second. It was 7 there for a moment, and but if he can't take more than 1/10 of a second out of that gap, he's going to run out of laps before he catches the 13. And the gap from Beverly to Phillips, let's bring that up here for a minute. Let's see here. Where's we'll bring up the lap time history. And there we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for right there. And we'll compare Phillips and Mark Beverly. And Phillips, he was a 10th quicker on lap 112 with 8 to go. He was quicker on lap 110, but he was slower on lap 8, 9, and 11. See, if we were to jump to Phillips, we would see that if we reverse the stuff here. You'll see how Beverly was quicker on a couple of those laps. Now that particular lap, he was 5 hundredths of a second slower. So the gap is just, let's go back to Mark Beverly here, and we'll look at the gap from him to Nathan Somerville. Somerville clearly has been quicker for 4 of the last 5 laps. He lost 4/10 on that last lap, though, and that almost negates everything that he did laps 109 through 112. Oh, and I just saw him do a slide. Oh my goodness, boy, that was a heck of a save. But man, it cost him some position, cost him a couple of positions there. And boy, I think he was running the tires off and think it's possible he might have killed his tires there just a little bit. And so we'll have to wait and see. Can he get this going once again and get up past, who is that in front of him there? That's the 44, Jared McCauley. Boy, Justin Rodden, he took advantage of that, and he just zoomed right on into the 3rd position. 5 laps remaining. The gap at the front back up to over 3 seconds. Ross Phillips, he is not playing around. He got this place dialed in, and he is just hammered down. Not much that Mark Beverly can do, but basically kind of just sit there and watch, because he knows that Phillips just has good pace, and all you can do is just, he's shooting right now. Objective, just bring home that 2nd position there, and of course he's in a good position to do so. Is he got 1.3 seconds between him and Justin Rodden, and there's McCauley trying to keep, Nathan Somerville, he's in that 5th spot. He hasn't fallen anymore, but Bill Hales is behind him. He's 1.6 seconds behind. There's 3 laps to go now. Phillips already crossed the line. So we could be looking at the finishing order here of not only the guys here in the top 5, but even further throughout the field. Don't see any super close battles going on. There's Brett Summers. He's 8/10 ahead of Nicholas Lawrence, and these guys are spaced out pretty good. There's Haas Beverly running in the 15th position. He's gained. He was pretty much. I think did he start last? He gained. Yeah, I think he did. He gained 5 spots. He started at 19th, I believe. And 2 laps to go. So here we go, folks. Ross Phillips, he will be getting the white flag next time around as he comes off of turn 4. Coming down to the stripe. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap around Texas here, and the victory will be Phillips. Racing his way off of turn 2. Mark Beverly still comfortably in that second position. There's Justin Robinson looking like that's going to be your 1, 2, 3 right there. Jared McCauley fourth. Somerville managing to hold on to that fifth position. But coming out of turn 4 to the checkered flag, it'll be Ross Phillips for the win here at Texas. So Ross Phillips, your winner here tonight. Boy, I tell you, he made it look easy too, folks. And I don't know if he ran out of gas. I don't even hear the engine. I think he's just cruising around. I think the engine's still running. Oh no, he's got the clutch in, folks. Boy, he ran it. He ran that tank dry. He had such a pace going. He was determined not to stop. He's just heading right down on the pit road. So Ross Phillips, no burnout today for the number 5, but that's okay. He got that top spot, and that's all that matters. And so we're going to go ahead and get the guys in the booth here for the chat. Let's find everybody. Does he have some fuel left? Let's see if he has some fuel left to do a burnout. Perhaps he does. I think he might have kept the clutch in and cruised down there just so we'd have enough fuel left to do a burnout. Unless he ran out. Look at that. Okay, yeah, look like he just jumped to the pits there. So he did apparently run out of fuel. So now we're just waiting for folks to come in on the server here, and let's see. We're looking for Phillips, Beverly, and Rodden, and I'm gonna see if I can find some of them. There's Mark. We're gonna move him on up. Hold on a second. Get over here. Let's see. Ross Phillips is there, so that's one guy, and I just saw Mark Beverly. We're gonna move him up there as well. And we also need Justin Rodden. Is Justin in there? Let's see, where is he? I see him. There he is. And we'll move him on up. Let's see. And make sure we turn on the Discord mic here. And we'll hop on down there with him. There we go. Okay, folks, we're down here with your top 3, Ross Phillips, Mark Beverly, and Justin Rodden. Hey, Ross, you got a copy?
Hey, Tony, I got you.
Man, I tell you, boy, did you run out of fuel there at the end?
No.
Okay.
No, I still had several laps to go.
Okay, cool, man. Okay, it looked like you we were looking at your RPMs and they were like nothing. I thought you were just trying to make it roll back to the pit road there and stuff, or save a little fuel for a burnout.
Yeah, I was watching the fuel gauge, or not the fuel gauge, but just watching my laps there, just making sure I had a little bit for the end, just in case I needed it.
Right. Well, I tell you, man, you sure made it look easy at the end there, though. Well, man, congratulations on that win.
Sure do.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my teammates with Midwest Mafia, always. Nick, obviously, for putting this thing on every week. Pretty much it, and thank you for putting on a broadcast for us.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
All right, now. Hey, Mark, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, Tony?
Man, I tell you, and you raced your way all the way from the back there, and did you feel like you might have had anything there for Phillips? I mean, he was holding a 3-second gap there for a long time.
Yeah, I just was hoping he'd run out of fuel, but I know I was pretty close, so I was just kind of trying to keep pace with him and maybe run out in the last lap there, but no luck. So, yeah, it was a pretty good run, though, overall. Really nice, good race for everybody, real clean, so it was nice.
Mm-hmm. Cool, man. That's awesome, man. Anybody want to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, well, teammates at Asphalt Outlaws, through you putting on a good show, Nick and all the admins, and everybody watching out there, so...
10-4, man. Well, congratulations on that second place, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll catch you later, Tony.
All right, now. Hey, Justin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, I tell you, and you also you were having a good night. You know, you were staying out of trouble, and I guess it kind of turned into a little bit of a fuel mileage race there, and you made it to that checkered flag. Okay, congratulations on that third position.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've had me a podium. was hoping I could get that win there. It just, like normal, getting around, some things that were frustrating, but that's part of racing. Like, ain't nothing I can do about it, and everything, and all that. If I could think of words to speak here. It's been a minute since I've been interviewed, so forgive me for that.
Oh, that's perfectly okay, man. Take your time. But yeah, I tell you, but this track, was it hard on the tires at all, or did you feel that, especially that right front? How was that holding up throughout the race?
The right front wasn't that bad. At least it didn't feel that way to me. Especially if you got your entry right in 1 and 2. It was the most trouble I was having was through 3 and 4 was getting loose. So that right rear was giving me more trouble than anything else throughout the run there. That's what unfortunately happened to Somerville there. He was running 3rd there, and then he got real loose coming out of 4, and that's how I was able to get by him there coming to the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then. Well, man, I tell you, like you say, sometimes you got to have that racing luck, man. I tell you. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, give a shout out to the Stillhorse Racing guys. That's my team. Big help. Learned a whole lot from those guys over there. I wouldn't run as good as I would if it wasn't for them with the stuff I've learned from them. Everybody that watches my Twitch, Big Corn 16, Big Corn with a K, yes, like the band. Yeah. Over there on Twitch as well. And to Reaper Apparel Company, they're the guys that's on the truck. Got some awesome stuff. If go check them out, reaperapparelcompany.com, and then use the code BGK10 to get 10% off over there. Go check them out. Got some awesome things.
10 for man. Well, congratulations again, and go enjoy, and we will see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now. Okay, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Let's go ahead and let's bring up the final results of the race here and get off the screen. There we go. And of course, Ross Phillips, he is your winner there with Mark Beverly in the 2nd position, Justin Rod in 3rd, Jared McCauley 4th, Nathan Somerville in the 5th position. 6th is Bill Hales and Jesse Calloway 7th, Nate Cogdell in 8th spot, 9th John Sciolino, Nick Gardner rounds out the top 10, and Jeremy Talley 11th, Brett Summers 12th, Nicholas Lawrence 13th, Keith Prince 14th, Haas Beverly in the 15th position, Scott Black finishes in 16th, Roger Strickland 17th, Kevin Haas 18th, and Randy Sally in the 19th position. Shout out to Patrick Baldwin working race control. And of course, don't forget to join us next week for round number 15 as we head out to Phoenix. And you definitely not going to want to miss that. So for all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.